So good morning. It's Wednesday. Yay! Tomorrow's my Friday. But I just thought to come give you insight, a warning. I'm not sure exactly how you want to look at it, food for thought. But you need to be aware of emotional warfare. And this is something that was kind of brought back to my attention last night because as a caring person that genuinely wants to help people and I don't know, not be their saving grace, but encourage them to keep moving on their path in life. It was brought to my attention that you don't ever know who you're trying to help. So I had a lady come up yesterday, and she was telling me she was going through some stuff. And of course my heart went out to her, and I made dinner and I shared with her. But when I went over there, she was basically wasted. And she started being ugly to me, saying things to me, and of course she has no recollection of this. But that is, in a sense, if you were to look at it on a negative aspect, it's that negative energy that is poking and trying to pull you back into a negative mindset or something to kind of trip you on your path. And I'm not saying people consciously do these things, because when you are sedating yourself in such a way that you're not wanting to feel pain, then you're not really aware that you're presenting pain. But that's why the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. So when it comes down to it, be careful with who you're investing your time and energy into. Be careful if you are a person that likes to help others, that you're not helping people that need to be helping themselves. Because I don't mind helping people that genuinely need help and they want to better their lives. But when it comes down to somebody who just wants attention or help to be able to keep affording their habits in a way, those are people that I don't like to waste my time and energy on, because I have a family of my own. You know, I even pushed aside me going to the gym like I had planned to help this person. So like I said, when it comes down to it and I see what they're doing with their time, I understand that you're hurting, but that's your hurt. I'm not going to take that on as my own, and I'm not going to allow that to become my burden, right? So just remember, emotional warfare is a very real aspect in life, and you have to be careful. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. So, not exactly sure what words I left off with, but either way, the warning is still the same, that you might want to help other people, and in a sense, they can help themselves. Because the woman I was helping, she's as old as I am. And honestly, she was a reminder for me of who I could be, where I could be, what my life could look like right now, had I not decided to work on healing and forgiving others and loving myself and letting go of emotions that were clogging up my body, my heart, my chakras, keeping my energy stuck, right? So when it comes down to it, I'm not saying it's not okay to help people. Of course, help them if you feel called to help them. But also listen to that intuition. Trust yourself as a detective, let's say, that you can see what's going on. And then don't waste your time, because time is basically the one thing in this life you're not going to get back. You can restore your energy. You can pick yourself back up. You can heal. But you can't lose the years that you put into trying to help somebody. And with emotional warfare, there's also things called trauma bonding, that is where somebody will discuss the pains of their past and kind of get you to do the same. And then they'll find ways to get in where they're bonding with you. But that's not a healthy relationship. You don't want to build a foundation based off of past pain. Because when you build this foundation, you're already setting yourself up basically for emotional warfare. But these are little tricks that that, I'll just say it, narcissists know how to use. They know how to manipulate your energy, your feelings, the way that you think to benefit themselves. I lived with it for years. I trusted and loved for years. And of course, by the end, I was blown away. Like, how can someone fake so good? And it started helping me pinpoint how other people behave. And there's some truth to the matter that you've got to be in the darkness to be able to recognize it when you're in the light. Had I not been through everything I've been through, I wouldn't be able to tell you half of the things that I know right now. These are all experiences. This is all a life of sad lessons. And it hurt to learn them at the time. But if I can give you any understanding on the matter and help save you from it, I'll continue to share my story. I will continue to give you warnings, red flags, things I overlooked, concepts like I didn't understand emotional warfare. It's all becoming a new reality. When you can open up your eyes and look around you and see that things aren't justified, a lot of things aren't deserved, then you start questioning where we're at on a scale of humanity. Where we stand. What are people's motives? And when you can start looking at that and you can't really find an answer, you have to dig a little deeper into aspects of a psychological factor. Because you have many different types of warfare. Emotional warfare, psychological warfare, active warfare, guerrilla warfare, warfare on the mind, warfare on the spirit. There's always something. Excuse me. There's always something that can be affecting your daily life. And a lot of times you're standing there going, I don't have a clue what's going on. And of course, we don't think about these things. We're not taught these things by our parents, our teachers, in the church, at work. Why would they teach us their actions? Why would somebody teach you how they can defeat you? That defeats the whole purpose of controlling you. But once you've been around narcissists and you begin to recognize them, you see that they function solely for their own personal gain. They will often hurt everyone around them and eventually themselves just because they want to win. Excuse me. Sorry, once again, I'm at work and start, stop. So, still don't know the exact words I left off on, but I know the thought process I was on, which is, why would they teach you how they're going to defeat you? So when you look at this in the sense that we're energetic beings, right? There's a negative and a positive. We're not balanced the way we should be. So you got some that are down and some that are up, when we should all be here. Because when we're here, we function as a collective, a community. We're unified. We want to see the best for each other because there's no competition. But when you get to this point, some are down here, some are up here. And consider it in the sense that up here, you're more in tune with the nature around you. Down here, you're more in tune with what society has to offer. So when you're in a low vibe, you will do anything to get that money, to have that clout, to be top dog, right? When you're up here, none of that matters. That doesn't serve my soul. that doesn't bring me to my higher self, and that doesn't allow me to live abundantly to where we're living like ancient civilizations in the past, where we're building great pyramids, or the knowledge that we possess is out of this world. You know, when it comes down to it, a lot of people are down here and they're struggling every single day. So as they're struggling, they are doing things to try to at least bring themselves up out of the pits of despair that they've put themselves in. So going back to the concept of you have this emotional warfare, that seems to be the most effective, non-visible type of warfare. So when it comes down to it, it's like when I wrote my book, The No Contact Zone, and it's still on Amazon right now. But when I wrote that, there were multiple battles between the devil and God, but they weren't there in physical form. Instead, they were entering human bodies and using those bodies to give them the access of being visible and forceful. Not to say that there's no power in those entities without having the vessel. It was more so for a visual viewpoint for anybody that is to read my book. But when it comes down to it, that is something you can look at in the world around us, because you can see people's attitudes change. And honestly, for you to be open to demonic possessions, we've all been aware that these happen. You have to be at a very low vibing toxic state for any demonic entity to even be able to attach to you. And it doesn't matter if people are trying to curse you, hex you, send dark magic your way. If you're in a high vibing state, they can't touch you. Everything that they send is going to go right back to them. And I know it sounds like I'm talking about Harry Potter and a magical world and things that nobody really understands. But isn't the impossible possible? I mean, you look at the word, I'm possible. It's a matter of perspective, mindset. What do you believe? What you believe is your reality. So, like I said, just a warning, and I know I kind of went off on some tangents, but it all flowed in my head, and then stopping with work. But hopefully, just the concept of emotional warfare can maybe open a book of thought for you. So maybe look a little further for yourself. Start asking questions. Start trying to understand. Start protecting yourself. Make sure that you pray. Make sure that you keep toxic people away from you, because when you can keep toxic people away from you, you take their power away. When you take their power away, there's no more competition. There's no more warfare. There's no more having to figure out, how do I pick myself up? Because they can't keep knocking you down. It's trusting people that we shouldn't be trusting because we want to think with our hearts. Nothing wrong with that, but you can't trust the right people. You have to learn not to trust the wrong people. And the best person you can look out for, it's yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself and your family. Because if you're not healthy, you can't raise a healthy family. So on that note, I got to get back to work, and peace, love, and light, and hopefully something beneficial is heard. Bye-bye.